7 out of 10. Not enough stack shooting.
Hey guys, it's your boy, Daddy Longlegs. How you doing? Hit that like button. Let's go. Oh boy.
Daddy Longlegs.
Daddy Longlegs. That's my YouTube channel.
That's a what do you do on it?
I just talk.
Okay.
I just shit. I just shit.
Quality content. Somebody get that boy monetized. Oh man.
Daddy Longlegs. I just shit. Oh, that's great.
I'd subscribe.
I subscribe to it. Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. It's 4 o'clock. I gotta tune into my daily.
Daddy Longlegs.
Yeah. Oh
Just
man.
introduce someone to Daddy Longlegs. What do you do? He just shits, dude.
What do you do? I just shit. That's a good one. Oh man. What an excellent start to my favorite
Colossus
dude ever.
Yeah, that's great.
All right.
So this guy's like a snake kind of guy, right? Because he looked like he was like wrapping around.
Yeah,
stuff.
he looked like it. Here, man. You might remember this one. You might have seen videos of him and stuff.
Yeah, I might have.
This one's also in that like deserty area. I just like when this game glitches. That's probably my favorite thing about the game.
Yeah.
Probably
gonna do that later. Probably just gonna look up a bunch of glitch compilations of this game.
Dude, I have on my profile, I'm just like, every time that a glitch happens, I always like go back and I double tap the the share button so like it records the last 15 minutes or whatever.
Right.
I just cut down that one little part because they're always just so funny to watch. I'll probably put them all together one day and post them somewhere.
You should, yeah. I remember we like tried to do that. I remember we like tried to play a Dark Souls 3.
Oh yeah.
And we recorded it on there and just
totally
did not work.
So a long time ago, whenever we were still like in like the foundation stages of Videoverse, we were trying to decide, okay, how can we get the best like quality on like PlayStation 4 video,
Yeah.
Where's the horsey?
I do not know.
Horsey,
where you at, boy?
yeah. Oh, I think I just gotta go to like a save shrine or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so during that time that we were trying to figure it out. Oh, there it is.
Nice.
Yeah, we were just like, oh well, we can just like hook up the microphone to the PlayStation 4, and then just record using that.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, yeah, sure, that sounds like an excellent idea. But like,
It was a good idea at first.
but like we also didn't realize that it only recorded
Up to 15
up
minutes.
to 15, like at max, like only 15 minutes. I don't know if there's like an update for it now or something, but
At
whenever,
the time,
yeah, for
when we
sure
were
at the
doing
time it was only 15 minutes.
Yeah. And while we were doing an episode, I think it was like we made it longer than 15 minutes, and then like,
Right? No, we were still in the first episode.
Yeah.
And then
It just stopped.
yeah, it was
were
going
like,
longer
oh,
than 15 minutes because
fuck.
it was like, oh yeah, this first episode's just gonna be us. We'll fight the first boss or whatever, and then we'll call it an
Yeah.
episode. But we didn't even get there.
Nope.
And then it just stopped, and I was like, oh wow, well this is pointless.
That's okay. You make mistakes and you learn from them.
And then yeah,
Just like this lizard made mistakes.
yeah, I dare you hop on my turf. Tell your friends.
How do you hop on the turf?
I just like it, dude. It's so satisfying. Okay.
Oh.
Alright. Yeah,
Totally missed that.
so satisfying.
There.
Ooh, I just want to get this dude and take his tail and tell your friends.
Tell your friends I got the tail.
Alright, here we go. Yeah, I found out those other little lizards, I don't think they do anything for you.
They're just there.
Maybe if your health is low, they
heal
like
you up.
refill it, but I don't know if it.
Maybe.
I do know though that there is some hidden lore behind these like rings that are in the ground.
Look at these tornadoes.
I don't know.
Desert
Jump into this twister.
tornadoes. Let's do it.
I don't know what happens.
No, you can do that Mario 64. Kind
Ooh.
of twirl around.
Maybe you can do it later on. Something that I didn't realize that you can do in this game is get
What?
a freaking parachute.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that you could get a parachute in this game.
That's interesting. Well, this reminds me of like freaking Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses PS2. We gotta play that eventually. I fucking love that game.
Okay.
Anyway.
Also, this is the biggest Colossus in the entire game.
Whoa! Whoa! Hello.
Yeah. This is the best Colossus in the game. Hands down. And he's got a beautiful mug on his face.
Oh, the sacks.
Oh yeah, you gotta pop those.
Oh.
And his juices come flying out. That's why it's so good.
Great. Oh, we're just helping an angsty teenager get rid of his pimples.
Right.
Is that what we're doing?
Truly.
Nice.
Alright. Here we go. Let's do this. Yeah, this guy's really cool. Yeah, first you gotta fuck your horse.
Yeah.
Oh shit. And then you gotta hop off your horse.
I just remember that like that Lost episode 5. That was where we were all talking about like halfway through the episode. We were just talking about horse fucking. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a good episode.
It's probably a good idea that the episode's gone.
Yeah, no, we'd
just the horse fucking.
yeah, we'd definitely. I don't even if that video ever got monetized, it'd probably get demonetized.
Oh, it would for a fact. We might even get a copyright strike for that. Well, not copyright strike. but
Copyright?
Copyright for talking about horses.
You're not allowed to talk about horses. Only horses are allowed to talk about horses. Ooh.
Doing a very good job at busting those things.
Yeah, you know, I tried my best.
There you go.
And
Well, that actually did a lot of damage.
yeah, man, you gotta pop his sacks, man.
Pop the sack, bro. Pop the sack.
Yeah, what would you do it any other way? No.
You're right, yeah. Someone just take a soundbite of us saying pop the sack.
Pop the sack.
Yeah, and show it to your girlfriend. Just whenever she's being a little bitch, just play that soundtrack.
All right, look.
You gotta
So
pop
this
the
is
sack.
this is the thing. This
What?
is something that's really cool.
What's really cool?
This is why this game is so freaking good. Look what you do.
Well, what do you do?
So look, his wings come down,
Yeah.
and then here's what you gotta do. You gotta hop off your horse,
Uh-huh.
and you gotta land on his wings.
Right.
Now, what makes that so cool
Oh, shit.
is that is only something that would happen in a cutscene in any other video game.
Right.
Not in Shadow of the Colossus, baby!
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, there are like a lot of just cool things that happen in a cutscene that you cannot
No,
do in
damn
the
it.
game. And just
Right.
like, man, I wish I could do that.
Right.
But no, you can't.
Well,
Shadow of the Colossus is just like, no, sir. We're gonna give you that experience.
right.
I've
I
always-
don't know. I just think that part is really cool.
That's kind of cool.
And
yeah.
then right afterwards, you know, you get onto the top of his back and you're just fucking flying through the air and he's
Yeah.
doing all these twists and turns and shit. It's really cool.
Man, I never really like thought about like my favorite boss fight. I don't know. I just kind of play games and enjoy it. I never really like thought about that. I should think about that.
Right.
I'm gonna think about that when I play games now.
I think a lot of people,
Boss fight.
will base their favorite boss off of maybe a story detail. You know, just
Like this guy
like
had blue hair.
or like I don't know, like just like the fact that well, this is like the last. Like a lot of people I know think Sephiroth is their favorite boss. I mean, not think. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but it's like, you know, they'll be
stupid
like,
people say.
like no, they'll be like, oh, Sephiroth is like the coolest boss fight in the world, and it's like, okay, that's cool. I can totally see why. You know, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's like, you know, the way that you fight that boss is the exact same way that you fight any other enemy inside the whole game.
Yeah.
You know, like that's.
Yeah. That's wow. I never thought about that. Man. You
But,
fight
like-
Sephiroth just like you fight a goblin.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you know, he does a crap ton more damage to you. and
Yeah.
all
Way
that.
more powerful than a goblin.
Oh.
but Same principle.
Right. So yeah, now I gotta get all his little wing
That's
flaps.
one thing I want to see. I want to see like a traditional turn-based game with like these kind of graphics. 'Cause I feel like
Yeah.
that'd be really dumb.
That'd be tight.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I just really think about like that thing as like a type of combat. So I can just imagine just two people get into an argument, then they fight each other, but they fight turn-based.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's like basically the South Park Stick of Truth. I think that's where that was a lot of the satire of it.
Yeah.
Was just the fact of turn-based strategy, but like in real life, like what if that was a thing? Like it's just stupid.
It is. What enjoyable.
But yeah, no, it totally works.
Yeah.
Like for some games like that. Whenever you know they know that they're joking.
Which I never. Speaking of like South Park, there's not really that many games that like are like comedy focused.
Right.
Like whenever I think of like modern games, I don't that are like comedy based. I can't think of any. It's just South Park. Like A lot of games just.
I think the
focus
first
more
game
on-
that really pioneered that though was Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever played Conker.
I've never played it, but
we
I've
freaking
seen
will
it.
play
Oh, we
it
will
on
play
the
it.
show.
We will, for a fact.
Yeah.
Conker fan 809, you're welcome.
809. Conker fan 809.
You're welcome.
Yeah, where's this dude? Oh,
There he is. He was like, hello.
He's like, oh, bonjour.
Good morning. Would you like some French toast? Oh, too bad I don't have any. I hate it all.
Tease. Fucking tease.
It's a fucking tease. I hate Colossus that tease me. He's like, just give me the French toast.
Can I hop on his back?
Come on, come on.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that you could do that.
Shit, in the Brit.
I've never tried that before. Oh, damn it. He just went head first into the ground. God, that took away half of my life.
Yeah, it did.
Wow, that's pretty
And half our real life, too.
Yeah, for real. All right. Back to the sack popping we go.
Yay.
It's an excellent
My
feature
favorite
of the game.
feature of the game, sack popping.
Right.
Shadow Colossus 2, introducing more sack shooting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 7 out of 10, not enough sack shooting.
Yeah.
It's an
It still
IGN
baffles
review.
me that this too much water thing came from Pokemon.
Yeah, no, it's
Weird.
so weird. I don't know. I think that was one of those first episodes though that came out that made everyone really be like, IGN is not reliable.
It's like well, that's kind of a modern Pokemon game too. It's like Pokemon Alpha Sapphire.
But no, that's not even it. It's like it's a remake of
Right.
the original one.
Yeah.
So whenever they like, if they were to review the original one, would it be the same thing? Like, would it be like downgraded?
Yeah, maybe even worse review. People like even more water.
It's because they get paid more money to do games like shit. They get paid more money to do games like Call of Duty. And stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why they'll give Call of Duty like
The best.
9s out of 10 and shit.
Yeah.
Even
Which
though
I hate it
they're
whenever
not.
like I hear people being like whenever they like introduce someone to a game or like just play a game with someone who's never really not really that into video games, they'll be like, yeah, I played Call of Duty. So I'm like, why?
Right.
It's like the most boring thing to do.
Right.
I mean, Call of Duty's fine. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's like there's way better games out there.
Right.
Like if nobody ever played video games.
There's
then
way
they were
better
interested.
first-person shooters out there.
Yeah. There's a lot. Way better games, just in general. They're like, if someone's never played a video game before, they're like, I want to get into video games. What like game would you introduce them first to?
Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus?
I mean, like honestly, because you know, I mean, a lot of my other favorite games out there are really heavily like story rich and all that.
Right. Yeah.
Which is great, you know. But I don't want someone's very first experience with a video game to make them confused.
Yeah, I would never introduce them first to Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Or Kingdom Hearts. Almost definitely not Kingdom
Well,
Hearts.
like, you know, like Metal Gear Solid and all
Oh,
that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like, well, you know, they're freaking phenomenal games. But
They
if
are.
that's your first, well, especially like if it's someone like who's like my age right now, it's
Yeah.
kind of like, well, play a game that's like, you know, fun. It can keep you like, you know, occupied for like a long
I would
time.
introduce someone to like a Nintendo game like
Yeah.
Mario or
Yeah.
Kirby.
Right. Like,
Something that's like fun and enjoyable and not hard.
Ooh, I don't know if Mario's not hard. Have you?
Well, I mean-
Well, we're kind of like playing through Mario Odyssey. Spoiler alert. Ha 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 ha. But I mean, yeah, no, that game is not entirely easy.
I mean, it's not. It's like a fun challenge.
Right.
Yeah. And you can play with other people too. That's the other great thing about Nintendo games is that a lot of them are co-op.
Right.
You can play with other people too.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah.
Like if the first video game you ever play with someone is like a multiplayer game.
Mhm.
Oh my god, again with this.
Just hiding his gooch.
This will just be a long episode.
Yeah. Let's do it.
But you know, I think if your first video game experience is going to be a multiplayer game, that's also totally fine.
Yeah.
You know? Like a
Let
lot.
someone know what they're
It's
doing.
kind of like, I'd say, it's really interesting. If you, it's a lot like playing a board game. I feel
Right.
like, because it's like, oh, no. But I mean, like, for a lot of people who have never played a board game before,
Right.
you know, if someone explains the rules to them and then they play like one round of like a pretty simplistic board game, but it's like you know, obviously there's rules to it. There's a challenge, and then you're playing. But a lot of the challenge also comes with the people who you're playing with.
Right.
That's really interesting because it's like you can get really into that, and then you just like okay, like you get done playing with it, and then you're like, okay, cool, let's play again. I understand how to play it now, and then that keeps you in a cycle of just like playing that game.
Yeah.
I think the same way kind of works for people who have like never played like video games before either, because it's kind of like, oh, this is like new, and then like you learn how to do it, and then it takes you a little bit of time to get used to it. And then once you get used to it, you're like, oh, well, yeah, shit, this is fun. Let's keep on playing.
Yeah. No, I sometimes think about this, like, because video games is such an amazing, fun hobby to do. And I think about the people that don't play video games. I'm just like, what else do you do on your days off? Like, what else is there to do?
Right.
Well, I'm productive. I read and draw and all these other things. I'm like,
that's fine.
I mean, that is great, but wow.
Yeah. But I mean, just like, not even gonna try playing video. I know a lot of people who just like who don't play video games or have never decided to play a video game and then just hate it just because of the fact that it's a video game. And I'm like, well, why? I don't know. I think there's something about the way that video games are portrayed nowadays that make people really turned off to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you know, obviously if someone's first video game experience was playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, you know, the one that just came out.
Yeah, they would hate video games.
Yeah, they'd just be like, video games are dumb, and I never want to like purchase a video game ever.
Yeah. You know, I wrote a blog post once about why I fucking hate video games, because they appeal to the male fantasy. I do not appreciate that.
The male fantasy.
Yeah.
What is that from?
BuzzFeed.
BuzzFeed.
They show
classic BuzzFeed.
Yeah, they put a bunch of girls play video games and they put them with GTA.
Right.
GTA 5.
Yeah, it's the male fantasy.
That was their first experience.
Wait, no, I thought it was Hitman.
No, it was GTA.
Because I remember I was watching one video and like the lady was talking about Hitman. It's like you walk into the strip club, or whatever, or maybe it was GTA.
It was GTA.
But like you walk into the strip club and you can do whatever you want to these women. But I don't know. It's just dumb.
It's a perfect example of like terrible game to introduce someone first, especially the people from BuzzFeed.
Right. I don't know though, but I remember whenever I was very young and one of the first games that I played was Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and I remember thinking, oh my god, this game is so like big. But it was, you know, I had played a couple of other games in the past.
Right.
So it was kind of like, oh, well, I know what video games are. Sweet. I love when that happens.
What would you say was like the first video game? Not like the first video game you ever played, but like the video game that like got you hooked into being like, I'm doing this.
SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Really?
Yeah.
And I love it that you know the exact thing.
Yeah, that's
why that game.
I think that was the first game that I ever owned. Yeah, no. I remember I was 4 years old and I got a Nintendo GameCube.
Oh.
I remember the day specifically. It's really interesting. A lot of people I talk to, you know, either they don't remember the first like book they read on their own, or like the first like game that they ever played. No, man, I remember the very first game that I ever played. It's the very first video game I've ever played.
It was SpongeBob.
Yeah, it was a SpongeBob game on the Nintendo GameCube.
Nice.
Oh, I got him. Shoot.
Well, for me, I can't remember like the exact first game. Well, I mean, the earliest I can remember me playing video games was like my parents got me like this Atari collection.
Right. Yeah,
like,
I had one of those
Atari
too. Yeah.
video games, and I played those. But, like the game that like got me hooked on the video games was Pokemon Leaf Green.
Leaf Green?
Yeah, because I remember seeing back when I was at daycare, all these like older kids, like 5th graders, they had like the DSs and they were playing Leaf Green and stuff. I was like, oh man, this looks so cool. I want to play.
Right.
But they were assholes, so they would never let me play. And then eventually, I got my own copy, and I was like, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just was really hooked with it, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't remember, because I remember I played SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom somewhat recently, like within the past like 5 years at least.
But we should play it again on the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, totally. That'd be awesome. I don't know what it was. I just remember being really young.
Right.
And then just like I just got it immediately.
Right.
Like SpongeBob was just like, oh, like it was one of those games, because you know that game was I can't remember because I know that game is also for PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
But I feel like I remember. Like I couldn't remember if he said press this button or like press the B button, because there's some of those games where it's like it tries to teach you the controls.
Yeah.
But because it's on like multiple platforms, it always says press this button instead of naming the actual button.
Yeah.
But I feel like I remember him saying
Press the B button.
I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling at that point.
Yeah,
But I mean,
we'll play it, so we'll know.
But I mean, I don't know. I just remember him explaining to me how to play the game, and then I saw the picture of like the A and the B and the X and the Y,
Right.
and like the Z button and like the left and right triggers and all that and the start. I don't know. I just remember seeing all that and thinking like, oh well, this is how you play the game. Oh wait.
Yeah, this is how you play the game. You kill the Colossus.
Nice.
Nice.
But I remember
Every other way.
I remember just thinking like, this is really simple. Like, I mean, because it was like you press this button and it does this.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And then it was like, oh, those guys over there, they're enemies. You press this button and then you hit them and then they die.
Yeah.
And then that's good. It's good to kill the enemies in the game. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I should just do that.
Yeah.
And then you find all these collectibles in the game, and it's like, oh yeah, like once you get a certain amount of these things, you go to the next area. And I'm
Right.
like, oh yeah, well of course I want to see the next area because I can see it. There's some parts in the game that you can like see, and I'm like, oh man, I kind of want to go over there. And it's like, okay, cool. You can, if you want to go over there, then you got to do this first. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then it was just like all these different steps that sort of taught me in my brain, okay, if you want to do this, then you got to do this first.
Right.
And it's like, okay. And then after that, your brain starts thinking like past the game. And you stop letting the game hold your hand.
Right.
And then you kind of start thinking on your own, like, oh, I actually kind of want to do this. I wonder what happens if I do this button pattern in this one. Right. And then you discover something on your own, and you're like, oh shit, that's cool. And I just remember being like a little, like I was probably like 4 or 5 years old,
wow.
and like, I couldn't read a walkthrough or anything. There were no YouTube videos back then.
Nope.
It was just kind of like I just played that game, and then just beat it, and just thought, oh my god, I just beat a video game.
Yeah.
Like, that was really cool. And then, I don't know, I remember that was the game. It was the first game I ever played, first game I ever owned, first game I ever beat. And it was freaking tight, man. Well, I can't wait to play that on the show. Oh my god.
Video games are just cool in general.
Yeah.
Great.
Gosh. That was a long episode. But I think
it was a long episode.
But we
it was
talked
a good
about
one.
some good stuff.
Yeah, we definitely.
Cool.
The start of the episode was very nice to
yeah.
Daddy
Classic
long legs.
Daddy long legs. We just
I'm probably gonna check out his channel after this episode.
just shits.
Just shits.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Next time
All
on
right, next time
Videoverse,
Videoverse.
probably a shorter video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exciting.
All right. Bye.
Bye.